All right, as you can see here, it is expected Luis Arraez will be activated from the injured list tomorrow before tomorrow's game, the series opener of a mini two-game series against the NL West leading San Francisco Giants. Should be an interesting series. Not surprised, like this was the expectation. I think pretty much since Luis Arraez was put on the concussion IL as, this precautionary measure. But then, as the updates came in, there were some updates where he was like sleeping a lot and some days weren't great, but then the next day was better. So it was a little bit, concerning, I would say, seeing some of those updates. But then the latest updates were much better. I know he was on the field for at least around the team at batting practice on Friday because I saw the video that Marty Caswell posted with her conversation with Shill Seidler, and Luis Arraez came up to her and the kids during that. So that was a cool interview that you can check out on Marty's YouTube page. But I believe he was on the field swinging as well on Sunday. I know Hayward was on the field, Merrill was on the field, Lockridge. So guys are making progress. By the way, Merrill and Lockridge, I believe, are going to be and Cronenworth, going to be in Arizona to start making more progress. Crony's probably, I would say, a week behind. I think it was Kevin Acee, or maybe it was Jeff Sanders that wrote about that. That Crony is probably more like a week behind those guys. But that they will go to Peoria for some live batting practice, where I assume they'd be facing some minor leaguers because Brian Hoeing was put on the 60-day, so it's not like they're going to be facing him. Where was that? I'm trying to find that update real quick for you guys. Here it is. It's from Jeff Sanders yesterday. Merrill, Arraez, Hayward all hit on the field before Sunday's game, participated in defensive drills. So yeah, that's what Arraez did. Merrill and Lockridge progressing towards live batting practice at Peoria on Monday. Both outfielders are already eligible to come off the IL when healthy. Arraez can return as soon as Tuesday, tomorrow, if he clears concussion protocol, as can Jason Hayward. And he seems day to day. I think that's what Schultz said. Is maybe it was Preller on Bennett Woods that said that Hayward's more day to day. So we'll see with him with the knee inflammation there. Crony, obviously, again with that rib fracture, could get work in Arizona after the end of the homestand. So he's not going with Merrill and Lockridge. It doesn't seem like. It seems like he's obviously further behind, so he's not going to join them now. He could get some work in Arizona after the end of the homestand. He's been increasing the intensity of his work, but is yet to test the rib with contact plays like diving. So still more steps for him. But Luis Arraez coming back. Obviously, for me, what matters the most, obviously, is his health. And is he actually feeling good? And if he is cleared by doctors, because he can't just come back. He has to be cleared because it's the concussion protocol. If he is cleared, then I assume, obviously, everything is good, and then I won't be worried. But obviously, if he's not going to be ready, then don't come back tomorrow. The health is more important than a baseball game. But him coming back, that will be significant for this Padres lineup, obviously, because without him, they've had Gavin Sheets hitting second. They've had Xander Bogaerts hitting second. And we know that Gavin Sheets and Xander Bogaerts should not be hitting second. Kevin Acee, he did write in his Padres Daily some tidbits about Gavin Sheets and how much Gavin Sheets has been pressing at the plate. His numbers, I'm pulling them up right now real quick. Gavin Sheets, 1 for 19 with 9 strikeouts in 6 games since Arraez went on the IL. His chase rate was 29% before that. Chase rate now, 47%. 6th highest in Major League Baseball. So, yeah. And, just watching the game on TV, games, I should say, Gavin Sheets, it does feel like he's taken some big hacks up there. To me, it didn't feel like he was taking those sort of swings when he was lower in the lineup. I don't. So is that part of the pressing? Maybe, or maybe I'm just forgetting some of the swings that he took earlier in the season when he was lower in the lineup when other guys were healthy. But yeah, getting Gavin Sheets out of the 2 hole, like, it's not to disrespect him. I think he probably would agree as well that he's not a 2 hitter, especially when guys are healthy in this lineup. And that means that you can have Gavin Sheets go back to DH and not be at first base. Or you could have Gavin Sheets come off the bench as a pinch hitter and you have someone else like Tirso Ornelas or Oscar Gonzalez DH. Or you have Sheets DH and you can have Oscar or Tirso in left, or Hayward returns and you have him in left. And then you don't have to play Tirso every day or Oscar every day because you look at those guys in their seasons. Tirso, he has some potential. There's power there. Oscar, there is some power there as well, but haven't seen a ton of it. Tirso so far, again, very small sample size, 14 at bats. I get it, but 1 for 14. And I know he's hit some balls hard that have not ended up dropping down, and that's baseball, but these are the numbers. Negative 23 OPS plus, league average is 100. Oscar Gonzalez, 57 OPS plus. He's had a bigger sample size, 43 at bats. He has 11 hits, so that's a 256 average, 4 runs driven in, 1 run scored. OPS under 600, on base percentage below 280. Compare that to Luis Arraez, who his OPS plus, and he's not even known for power, but his OPS plus was 12% above league average, hitting 287, 3 home runs this year, 3 more than Xander, and 1 more than Manny, I think. His on base percentage is 330. He actually has a positive WAR. It's not, huge, but it's positive. So yeah, I don't think he's been terrible at first base. It will be a very welcome sight to see Luis Arraez back in this lineup where you can put him in there hitting second, and then you have Machado and Bogarts behind those guys. You can put Gavin Sheets 5th or 6th in the order. Take Oscar or Tirso, one of those guys out. Let's say Hayward doesn't return, and you have one of those guys in the lineup, and then you can have Iglesias, Wade, and Maldonado or Diaz there at the bottom. Obviously, it just makes that top of the order more productive because Arraez, he can spray hits all over the place. You have Tatis leading off, who's been the Padres' best offensive player this season. Put him on speed. Arraez spray a hit. You could have first and third pretty quick with nobody out, or you could have Tatis on second base, out of the gate, and then Arraez drives him in. So for an offense that has been struggling to score some runs here, 2-7 in their last 9 games, yeah, having a multi-time batting champ like this will be a welcome sight. So if you have any thoughts, feel free to put them in the comments. Obviously, again, Luis Arraez, his health is what's most important here, not if he's gonna, be returning exactly tomorrow. But this is the report here from Daniel Alvarez Montez, and hopefully that is accurate if he is approved by doctors to give it a go. For all the worrying about this team, I feel like there will be less of that when they get their guys back. And Luis Arraez is one of those big guys that is missing from this order. And if you want to say that I'm making excuses for the play because I'm blaming some of it on injuries, I wouldn't call it excuse. I'd call it a valid reason.